We love to inspire and reward
billions of business souls
to gamify their life,
to share products and services
they care deeply about.
so they experience
the magical power
of referral marketing.
Welcome to the next episode of the NaXum podcast. I'm Gail, and I'm here with CEO Ben Dixon and Sales Executive Tammy Rosales. And today we're going to talk about NaXum's North Star Fund, Launch, and Grow. So it talks about how NaXum sets its goal to fund and launch a minimum of 2 platforms each calendar month. And the idea behind it is we go back to our why. And I'd like to talk more about it, but I know Sir Ben will discuss it even more perfectly. So,
Well, Gail, thank you so much for opening up the podcast today. So, gang, Fund, Launch, and Grow is in a North Star that we have that we share publicly, but is one you can emulate inside of your business. So, if you think about all of your strategy as you're growing a company in your space, you have your goals, the things you aspire to, and then you have your standards, your minimums, the things you hit each and every single month, no matter what. That concept of goals and standards was popularized in some of Ed Milet's books in the space, and it's something that I found as a powerful framework to be thinking about. And so for us at NaXum, we realize that there's all kinds of attrition in this space. Companies get bought and sold. Things happen where companies don't always make it, especially when you're working with startups inside of the space. And so you need to know what the minimums are for your business in order to cover the attrition that just will naturally arise inside of the space with clients. And so in our world, we created the North Star of Fund 2, so 2 new enterprise platforms each and every single month. Launch a minimum of 2 enterprise platforms every single month, and Rock 1. We have each of our functional teams inside of our business create one and finish one innovation project each and every single month. And those are minimums. I mean, if you look at our team and some of our press releases from this month, we're well over 11 innovation projects this month, which is way more than our functional teams. So it's not that we only do one innovation project each month. It's that is our minimum standard in our world. And so this is a conversation that you can bring to your own team. Is like, okay, gang, these are our goals. These are the things we're aspiring to. But month in and month out, what's our minimum when it comes to driving new customers or fulfilling on our customers or on the way we innovate our offering? Those questions, when you ask them for your own business, are going to give you very different answers. You don't have to copy NaXum's North Star because your answer is going to be different than ours. But you want to ask the why behind each of those questions and then come up with your own answers. Tammy, what has it felt like on your side being a part of a culture where we have a North Star of F2, L2, R1? What have you noticed being a part of our culture when you've seen that as a North Star?
Momentum every day and a constant flow in our business. There are always goals that companies set, but living by these goals and striving for them every single month, it's a little bit different because it's there. It's something that the whole team, the whole company, we grow and aspire to. And although we have our regular goals, our standards, right? These are the ones, and this is our standard, but I always feel like it's even more than that because we are going above and beyond. We're always focused. We always want to keep everything in flow. We don't let it get stagnant. So for me, I mean, there's days it's just so rewarding. There's days that it's challenging. There's days that it wakes us up and it reminds us of our why. There's days that when we're meeting those goals, we realize all the different companies and people that we're touching in such a positive way to help grow their business. So for me, it's a new level of how I grow in this seat, grow in what we do here at NaXum. And I love it. I love it's one of our North Stars. I love it's part of our culture. And I love that we can help other companies do that as well through our platform, through our predictive apps, right? Because we're meeting those goals. We're teaching them those daily habits. It's a similar process with us, right? These are our daily habits and we're always striving for more. So that's one of the core reasons I love not only this core, but also the fact that the North Star leads into what we do in our software, in our predictive apps.
Yeah. And team, it also comes back when you think of having minimums each month in your world. Sometimes businesses can have a super fruitful month, and a temptation in a super fruitful month is to kind of ease off the gas in the next month for certain people. So depending on who you are, as you're listening to this podcast, you have a certain identities. People call it your financial thermostat, right? If you read books, right? Of hey, the temperature that you believe you should be at. And so if you ever get behind in life, you work really hard to get back to that certain area. And if you ever get above it, subconsciously you kind of ease off until you're settled down to it in your world, whatever your financial thermostat is set at in your world. And so part of the keys to delivering more value in the world, because money's the easiest thing to track about the value we create in the world, is to say, how do I raise my financial thermostat so that I continue to strive even when I've already hit these things that used to be my old goal? And so it's part of that language that we share that's been very helpful to team members, people here at NaXum, is the words grateful but never satisfied. So when something really, really good happens, it's like, okay, we're grateful, never satisfied. We're gonna keep going, even though that thing over there felt like, oh wow, that felt amazing. Oh wow, that was wonderful. Okay, perfect. You can celebrate for a moment. You can go to lunch and yeah, that was awesome. But then you just are still back into it. You don't just dip out for 3 weeks because of something super awesome that happened in your world. And so that's part of the thinking inside of the culture, that if you can bring that into your own world, it's amazing what you can accomplish, because the best time to go present to the next customer or to close the next deal is right after you close the last one, because you're going to be in the peak state of mind, peak belief system yourself about what all that you've created in your world. So that's our invitation today, is that if you don't yet have minimum standards that are public, that you share amongst your entire team and your staff, where everybody at the company knows, yeah, we F2, L2, R1, right, where they know what that means, which is NaXum's shorthand for our Fund Launch and Grow North Star. I invite you to try it out. This is not something you're going to be like, oh man, that was a waste of time. This is something you'll enjoy and you'll be grateful
Absolutely.
for. Thank you so much for being on today. Tammy, thank you for the thoughts as well. Gail, for those that are watching us on YouTube, where else can they find the podcast today?
You can also listen to the podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. So you can also catch our live streams on Facebook and LinkedIn weekly. We set up different types of topics each week and tackle different types of topics as well. On Wednesdays, we restream our podcast. So you can check our social media and our LinkedIn. So
All right, thank you so much. Have an amazing day.
have a
Thanks,
great day.
everyone. Take care.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye for now.